posted it out for everybody to read, huh?
So we need to talk about Darktide to give some context for this. The
Not
devs,
the Superman villain. Not the Superman villain.
not the Superman villain, no. The devs of, I want to get there, Dark. Plugs are coming. The devs of Darktide are called Fat Shark. That's the name of the studio. And they have made games like Warhammer Vermintide for a while.
Yeah.
Vermintide 2 is a incredibly popular game, has a really interesting progression system where each character of the 5 has careers, and you level up the character, and then they can select those careers, and they still have their level. It's a really cool system. They also have a really in-depth crafting system in that game, and it's a fun game. It's got a lot of cool stuff going on with it. Darktide is the 40K version of what Vermintide has, right?
Yeah.
It doesn't have that crafting system. Characters don't have a leveling system where they can switch between classes. Each character is their own class, and you don't level for the account. You have to level each character individually. You have to buy your weapons or count on very rare drops that give you the weapon you want, because it's very statted out. All the weapons are really statted out. And so it winds up being a little minimalistic compared to Vermintide. And people were been a little upset about it, and Fat Shark has been a little quiet about it. Well, Fat Shark has Darktide is kind of like Killing Floor, yeah. They have put out this letter after a bunch of silence for a little while there that says, "We take enormous pride in our ability at Fat Shark to deliver a game that millions can enjoy. This was what we set out to do with Warhammer 40K Darktide, to create a highly engaging and stable game with a level of depth that keeps you playing for weeks, not hours. We fell short of meeting those expectations. Over the next few months, our sole focus is to address the feedback that many of you have. In particular, we will focus on delivering a complete crafting system, a more rewarding progression loop, and continue to work on game stability and performance optimization. This also means that we will delay our seasonal content rollout and the Xbox Series XS launch. We will also suspend the upcoming release of premium cosmetics. We just couldn't continue down this path, knowing that we have not addressed many feedback areas in the game today. Thank you for playing and providing feedback. We really appreciate it. It has and will continue to help shape the game we love." It is. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off there.
Go ahead.
It is. The core gameplay of Darktide is better than Vermintide, but Vermintide's the better game by far, and that's what's so upsetting about it. Is it's so much fun to play, but then you finish a mission and you go, "Oh yeah."
Yeah. Don't really get anything for that.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, it sounds like the devs are owning up to it a little bit. You know that they need to put more into it. I don't know. I have to kind of want to see where this goes.
I do too.
What they do change. You know what?
I'm excited.
What feedback are they getting?
For sure. That's very true. And it could be that they rehaul things and just go, "Yeah, this is what we're doing," and it's not any better. But the thing that makes it stand out for me is that they went, "Hey, we're not going to launch those new premium cosmetics for people to buy. That doesn't feel right. That's not what companies do, right?" And so that's enough to make me go, "All right, I'm willing to give them a shot here." You know?
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe Wizard of the Coast response this year has kind of opened up some eyes about it.
We won too, guys. The game does play very well. There's not a lot of levels, and that's another thing that people have criticized. And you can't just... So in Vermintide, you can choose any level you want. Or you can go on an expedition, and it will give you a series of, smaller missions in the levels from the campaign. In Darktide, the levels are on a rolling timer. And so every, so many hours, you have different levels available. You can't just choose whatever level you want to play. And it's kind of frustrating when you get the same levels over and over because you boot the game up and those are the same levels that are in the rotation today for these set of hours. So the gameplay is so good. It's just it's like a Reese's cup, right? You take the package. You're not going to eat the package. The package may look all right, but it doesn't feel good in your hand. It's got a weird weight to it because there's 2 Reese's cups in there. You try to open it up, and the Reese's Cups almost fall out because the packaging's not well made. But eventually, you're able to get them out, and then they're on this little white tray. And you don't need the white tray, and it's just taking up space. It's only there to make sure the Reese's Cups don't shift when they're in the packaging. But they could have made like an actual like wrapping or something like a Hot Pocket has. And so you just wind up with this extra piece of trash around. And then you still have to take the wrapper off the Reese's. And while you're doing that, it pulls off some of the Reese's on the bottom, and it's stuck to the wrapper. And you don't want to lick that wrapper because you don't know where it's been. But then you eat the Reese's, and it's so good. It feels so good. You're so happy. Until then, you're just left with all this trash that you didn't need to have because the way the package is designed, and it makes you sad.
Look, I'm licking the wrapper I paid for that candy.
So that needs to be a highlight for this podcast. Oh, yeah. I don't know. Wizards of the Roast.
Yeah.
Killing Floor.
I don't know.
Yeah, I didn't even mention with the weapon store, you have to wait an hour to get different weapons to load, like pull up in there if there's something you don't like. Really annoying.